They're pretty wide coattails, and when they're running nicely, they are good coattails to ride behind. That started off poorly last night, but Kenny Anderson, perhaps his finest performance. He had a game in Baltimore a couple of years ago, more points, but what an effort last night by the kid from Queens.
Controlled the entire game. I think that was one of the keys to it last night. Ideally, you don't want to see your point guard, I don't think, score 40 points a night. But what he was doing also was bringing it to the Sixers and finding guys when they needed it. But drives to the basket like that one right there, just tremendous, using the reverse layup. But overall, I think if you get that performance, 80% of that, from a point production standpoint, you're in pretty good shape.
His understanding and recognition driving to the hoop with 7'6" Sean Bradley in front of him shows the kind of talent Kenny Anderson does have. Now, Derrick Coleman, big night for him. Nets needed it. Not only points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and down the stretch, Derrick with some pinpoint passes that I really think sealed off the victory.
Well, he's one of the best passers in the league, especially at that position. He's probably in the top 1 or 2 at that particular position. The key thing with the Nets, though, is that when you look at Kenny Anderson and Derrick Coleman, 2 All-Stars, at the end of basketball games, they should be winning a lot more games because they have 2 solid guys that they can go to.
Minnesota continues to struggle. They did come up with a win last night. Christian Laettner remains the guy to go to, and a big night for him last night against the Pistons.
Does a little bit of everything. Can shoot the basketball, rebound, and then pass. A guy you have to worry about.
Nets and the Wolves coming up next. We'll take a break, and Bob Papa will be along and back with more hoops. Players call it being in the zone. And when you are in that zone, the basket looks big enough to sink a beach ball. And that's the way the basket looked to Kenny Anderson last night in Philadelphia. The New Jersey Nets star point guard worked his magic from every part of the court. He drove the lane at will against the bigger 76ers, and he was almost unstoppable from three-point range, tying a team record with 6 strays en route to a 40-point performance and a New Jersey Net victory. Tonight, Kenny Anderson and his teammates look to avenge their last-second loss to the Timberwolves last month in Minnesota. It's Isaiah Ryder and the Timberwolves against Kenny and the Nets up next on Sports Channel.
Was there, they got themselves in a position. A solid player, Ryder. He really can go after it. He scores well. Really a tough guy when he goes to the basket. Here's the play that beat the Nets, and you look at how strongly he takes it to the goal. So a guy tonight that they have to focus on. Look at him because he's explosive. He can do a lot on the basketball floor, so the Nets have to be aware of him right from the beginning.
And they get number 7 and 44, the guys who made it happen.
And it really doesn't matter which order. What Butch Beard needs is Kenny Anderson and Derrick Coleman to come every single night and play like they can play as all-stars. Kenny Anderson was in total control last night, doing a little bit of everything, distributing the basketball, obviously scoring big numbers. The key thing, I think, though, Spence, from the standpoint of the Nets and what they have to expect is each and every night these 2 guys have to come on the floor, regardless of how they feel, and come out and play like all-stars.
And without Benoit Benjamin, it puts pressure on Jason Williams, who I think seems to thrive on it. Last night, a big ball game for Jason, 13 rebounds for Williams, and one of the keys in the net victory.
Well, the thing about him, I think, is that he comes so often to play in terms of the solid performance. You know exactly what you're going to get from him.
Okay, we'll take a break. Bob Papa will be back right after this break, and then we'll have net basketball coming right at you.